So, last session you ventured deeper into the wilderness towards Nazara's Grove. As you pressed onwards, you encountered Snowjaw, the massive pale-scaled Tyrannosaurus Rex you'd met before. And you encountered Snowjaw, the massive pale-scaled Tyrannosaurus Rex you'd met before, charging across the ancient Aktishi stone bridge. She appeared injured, was fleeing from 3 warped Tyrannosaurus Rexes in sort of an unnatural pursuit. Giant eagles swooped overhead, transforming into a halfling druid, and she urgently explained that she was trying to protect Snowjaw, implored your aid against these corrupted predators, and you joined the fray. The battle was intense. Liska held the line, Etheria unleashed arrows from atop a brazier, Sayun and Jar cast powerful spells including a firewall from the halfling druid to damage and hinder the beasts. Velum leaped onto one of the T-Rex's backs, delivering critical blows with his radiantly fused blade. But despite their assault, you managed to defeat these creatures, and Snowjaw fled into the jungle, traumatized but seemingly safe for now. After the fight, the druid introduced herself more fully as Rita Stronghake. She shared that she was on a journey to connect with nature and had been travelling with Snowjaw. She also mentioned knowing Zerth, seemingly a mutual acquaintance that the rest of you also know. You were intrigued by her connection to the druidic arts, and you sort of welcomed her into your group. Dejar also discovered some remnants of enchantment and necromancy on these, the remnants of these creatures. Echoes of the same corruption you'd encountered before, particularly on your new Ankylosaurus buddy. Clubby, that's it. Dejar also confided that she hadn't slept in days due to nightmares inflicted by Nazara's dream spell. You all deliberated on ways to keep help her rest safely, and you set up Lehman's tiny hut, Mordenkainen's private sanctum to shield herself and the rest of the group from magical intrusion, and managed to sleep without nightmares. So it seems you might have found a solution to this. It was also during her trance that Etheria sensed a disturbance in the dream, a realm accessed by fey creatures intrinsically bound to the realms of nature, and she felt a faint chill, shadows on the horizon, and twisted shapes like dark vines. She also envisioned figures in the shadows, perhaps trapped or enraptured by the shadows, but she couldn't exactly discern their nature. There's likely more to this than was discovered. The next morning, with Dejar rested and a new ally in Rita, you prepared to continue your journey towards this grove. Let me go ahead and bring you over. Once it actually lets me.
We did get a chance to rest and do everything right. We should be
Yes.
long rested, or
Correct.
okay.
Yay, everyone gets long rested.
I am full of food, but I am here.
So if Ducky isn't in right now, we can play Theatre of the Mind for Ducky's sake.
When we left, weren't we setting off? Like we just set off in the morning?
Well, we'll effectively be sort of skipping ahead a few days until you sort of part from the main road where you decided. Entering the wilderness at a point that you decided upon. But as we come upon the morning here, after last session, Is there anything that you would like to discuss or do before you set out?
I'm good until the tomorrow.
Okay.
I have a couple of small things planned over the next few days, but
Yeah.
nothing immediate.
Honestly, there might be a discussion with Sal. Just
Yep.
no, during the morning.
I've also been trying to talk to Sal, but Ducky wasn't around yesterday or last time.
Do you want to go
She might be
first?
busy.
In character yesterday.
In character yesterday. Yes, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Do you want to go first with that, Atlas, or because I can do it later, after you?
Oh yeah, it's just a little thing regarding us spending crafting time together.
Okay, yo.
Not a super big
You-
roleplay scene, but it would mean like maybe we get busy. So
Yeah,
Wait.
I'm still trying to load into the game, so I have time.
Yep, you have the floor.
you go ahead first, because with my things it might trigger us to actually start working and be unavailable.
Ah, okay. Oh. What? Where would I be early in the morning then?
Probably doing a last bit of checkup on her gear before getting ready to, hit the road again.
Alright. Oh. They are stretching to try and pull me out of the wagon. I would assume she was put in. This was, looking for Sal. You have a moment, Sal.
I do. What can I help you with?
Well, it's about two things. One, I want to have a deeper discussion while teaching you Dragon Chess that you found interest in, that you told me about in the Dragon Rider Ruins, if you remember.
Something like that?
And the other one, well, considering the fact that my sleep has been utterly destroyed but recently fixed, I might need your help in making restful watch potions to avoid this entirely.
I thought of that myself, so we're on the same page there. I'm not sure if I have some on me. Currently, I'll have to go check through my bags. But
I
yeah, they
have-
would be very good for most of us.
I have one already that I bought while I was at the Necropolis. I still have a. He looks in, opens her chest and looks at one of her bags. I have a half bag of coffee, 4 eyeballs. Oh, we should be good.
It'll be
Oh.
a start.
Also, once those are done, it's utterly destroyed my plans on trying to get resistant potions fixed for almost everyone in the party
Listen,
before we got to the Grove.
right now the main concern is getting rested first. Resistance might be great and all, but we need to be awake to use them.
Yeah, it's fair.
I will see what I can scrounge around of my own stuff, and we can butt heads later.
All right. I'm just gonna go lay back down in the wagon.
Hmm.
Thanks.
I
Huh?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, you're a snake, right? Well, she gestures up and down a little to
The
the
correct
bottom
term
half.
is the correct term is naga, but yes.
Alright, bear with me. This is gonna be a little awkward question, but I had some thought on it. Do you like coil up around when you sleep and use yourself as a pillow?
That's normally what I do, yes.
But do you also do it on branches?
Okay. I have never done that. You'll probably have to talk to. Oh, this is gonna. They're far away right now. Ugh.
Nah, it's just whenever I'm tired, my mind tends to just come up with questions that seems kind of obvious.
Well, let's put it this way. There are two types of nagas. Ones that use poison in their bite, and the others that will simply crush you. This is a defensive thing, of course, but I am of the biting type. I've never tried to coil up on the branch. I find it difficult. Some members of my other clans would find that more comfortable, though most of them tend to live in the desert region. It's an innate thing to them. I don't know. I'd stopped questioning that years ago.
Food for thought later when we're probably more awake.
You threw me for a loop. I was not expecting that at all.
Never expect the usual with me. But
You or
in
Gronka.
fairness, you can ask weird questions to me too at any time.
Well, let me ask this. How is it having so many siblings?
Tiresome.
But you're never alone, though.
Not quite. But sometimes a little peace and quiet is what you need.
I've had that too much in spades. He gets quiet for a moment, almost looking not at you but past you. I'd wish I was kinder to my sister.
Hindsight is an odd size with family.
Well,
Sometimes you wish you were tougher, sometimes you wish you were softer, and sometimes you wish you didn't have any, and sometimes you missed them so much it is unbearable.
I'm currently at the last part because it wasn't an argument, it's just an event happened that I just disconnected everything from everybody. You probably might have tried to connect with me, but I just...
Timing is a weird thing. I mean, as my brother was fond of saying whenever I got back from a scolding from father, he would ask me if I had a heated discussion. not a scolding. But would you like a hug?
I would like one, yes.
Come here.
And he gives you a hug. Honestly, with all of you here, it feels like I never lost a family. But I gained way too many friends that I have no idea what to do with.
Let me tell you, I handle my friends more or less the same way I've handled my brothers. Be kind, be thoughtful, maybe a little spiteful at times, but just take it as it comes.
I'm learning more than I ever did in a library or in a tower. Dealing with people. I mean, I can talk to people, sure, but nothing like this.
Well, my father is a fan of learning from books at times because it is tried and true. It's tested. Everybody knows it. My uncle, he likes to be practical at times, learning by doing. Guess which one I took after the most.
It shows.
I know. But the best way to learn is a practice of the two. Same thing goes with people. I had to learn that the hard way.
You and me both. I had no choice.
Enough circling the thoughts around your head. Go lie down.
Hey, my mind is probably already in the bed. I just need to get my body to follow. Alright. Talk to you later, Salad.
Talk to you later. I might wake you up when we're ready to leave, just to let you know.
Alright. Lovely sleep. Do not want to be disrupted again. And she goes back into the wagon. Thanks for the scene.
You're welcome. Now I feel like a cook shouting next.
Speaking of, about some warm belly.
Yeah. What about bellies?
Seeing how it is morning, I figured why not? It's breakfast.
Oh right, you're a halfling, you can do that.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm a natural born cook. It's part of my DNA to make fucking comfort food.
So,
Babies don't get formula, they get comfort food that they made themselves.
So, during a short rest, you can spend 1 hour preparing a delicious meal to feed up to 6 people, using any ingredient of your choice. Those who eat of the meal gain temporary hit points equal to half your level.
Holy shit.
Halfling
That's
cook.
mighty powerful.
Very nice.
That's better than my chef feat. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's been
literally.
it's been a while since I last took a look at the halfling racial features.
Alright, so Angus reincarnates into a half. Yeah. I can literally do that. Just give me a couple tries.
So
God, but
you
just-
have a
this just makes me-
portable mini Angus now.
Yeah, essentially. It just made me think about it. Like Angus is like a wizard due to like years studying being chef, and I'm just fucking born with it. Like
Maybe it's
fucking,
Maybelline.
like a fucking a cooking sorcerer.
A sorcerer.
Yeah,
so
a sorcerer.
ev-
I make
ev-
sauce.
Sorcerer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Every go ahead and add 6 temp hit points.
All right.
To like pretty much everybody, I think it's
Yeah, up to 6 people. Yeah, there are 6 of you. So yes.
yeah. Because Vladimir doesn't get any.
Well, she'll be out of trouble, hopefully.
Yes.
I hope
Speaking of, in the morning, Etheria will track you down south, probably before she tucks in, as it would be the morning time, and she would be a bit tired. Or so it seems. She'll just, maybe after you're done with your conversation with Dejar, it'll just be like, where are you at?
A bit outside the wagon, probably around camp area.
Bit outside the way. Got it. So you'll... Actually, no, you wouldn't. She'll just walk up beside you, rather quietly, like, just clear her throat. Just, hey, morning. Do you have a moment?
Always.
Greg, I had talked to you a few days ago about help with that thing. I know a lot's happened, but have we had a chance to actually, make any progress?
On the actual part, no, but Sal fiddles a bit with a bag and pulls out her sketchbook and flips through a number of pages with what is basically hieroglyphics to Etheria. Just not because they're like written in a different language, it is entirely math.
She's just gonna kind of look at it and then back up to you. So, what is this?
Oh,
You have
calculations.
letters mixed in with your numbers. You
I
might need to redo that.
Well, not really. They're a shorthand version. Variables that can then be changed out later.
She takes one of her like clawed fingernails and runs it over the lengthy equation. Shorthand. I think you need to redo it for a couple reasons. That's not very short.
It would fill the entire page if I did it in full. But that one in particular is the coefficient strength of the string.
It's a string.
Bowstring, yes.
You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you can get so lost counting the needles on the pines to actually see the forest. I appreciate the taxing mental effort, but it's a youth bow.
Oh, this is for a
I
different
had
thing.
an idea.
And she flips through a few more pages, and then there is a design akin to what Etheria had described before, drawn out. Of course, there are some more visible traits of Sao's cultural influence in it, but it fits pretty well with what the Etheria described. This is what I was looking for.
Oh. Then why did you show? Never mind. Let me have a look here.
And she'll hand over.
Oh, it's mostly right.
It's a bit out
Let's-
of my usual, so
This bit here is a little different. Why is it curving in that way?
made sense to me. We can make
personal
alterations.
touch doesn't hurt.
We can make alterations later when it comes to making the actual thing, but this is mostly what I had in mind.
That's a pretty good design. I don't mean to rush, but, you know, she looks around. Things are getting really bad, and the kid just had to hide and get involved. If it got worse, she'd be in a rough situation. Can you actually do something? Or just sketch? If you're busy and you can't do it, that's okay. But it's been what, a week?
I've had a few other things to see to, but going forward, I could probably fix something up in the next day or so, give or take.
Try.
I know the Shard needs my help as well with some potions, but for this, it should be alright.
It seems you get pulled in a lot of different directions. Okay.
When you're good at
Yeah.
helping others, it's a little hard to manage at times, but I try my best.
Yeah. Well, alright. It would be nice if you could help, but at the same time, it seems a lot of people want yours. And I get if you gotta do stuff with potions or whatever, but you know.
Potion
We're
crafting
leaving
is
the
usually
kid
the
without
Shar's
means to
thing.
take care of herself.
Potion crafting is usually the Shar's thing. It's just sometimes she needs a helping hand to make them faster or more. But she's pretty talented herself, so I could
Got it.
probably take a day off to do something else.
Well, how about this? Since I see you're so busy, I'll get started and I'll do some work. And since it's been so long, if you can, I get it. You're pulled in a lot of directions. It's been so many days. This doesn't really seem reliable. As she kind of points at herself and then points at you. I don't want to ask something for a task that you're not really up to handle. You got too much going on.
Probably.
I'll take care of the kid.
And you see her fold the page, make a nice crease, and literally rip it out of the book, and then hand it over.
Whoa, hey, paper's expensive.
I know. But I did make this for it.
Alright. She'll take the paper.
Besides, I don't like keeping projects that I don't end up working on. Not because it's bad luck, it's just I prefer things to see their use come about.
It's fair. Just make sure I guess you leave some time for the projects you want to come about. It's okay to prioritize yourself, even if others want you to help.
I try to.
Well, what of your projects have you been working on?
I've had ideas for a new set of armor.
Not ideas. What have you actually done?
I have one long-term project. One I've been working on for a while. Most of it is gathering up the necessary parts. But it's slowly coming together. I have most of the more expensive ingredients. But one day, I'm gonna fly a ship.
I mean, there might be a language thing going on. Do you mean sail?
Oh no. I mean fly. It's a weird thing to explain. But
Alright.
I'm tired as well.
I'm gonna go do something else. Good luck with flying your ship.
One day.
One day. Yeah.
As Etheria awkwardly shuffles off.
Alright, well, she kind of takes a step backward. Goodbye. Turns 180
Bye.
and walks away.
Low charisma.
Sao just have this sort of mild-mannered smirk almost, just
Yeah, that's a mood.
I mean, for as awkward as Etheria is, she seems to be sincere. So, alright. Anyone else?
Not yet.
In due time, in due time.
In due time.
All this awkwardness when Liska has like a child's bow in her pack that no one knows about.
If only someone had brought it up.
Wait, does she really?
Everything
Liska
is
has
a
every
child's
weapon.
weapon to Liska.
Oh,
Well, they just
yeah,
got one of
yeah.
everything in the weapon shop.
She's a fighter, what did you expect?
He's a cavalier fighter from Torment. What do you expect from her?
It's like it's like a weapon? Nice. Just grabs it, puts it in a bag. Can she use it? No, but hey.
Like, maybe someone else can.
But no,
It's like those tiny little Nerf bows that are like this size
Oh,
of
yeah,
just
yeah.
your forearm. Could you use it? Yes. Effectively? No.
it's like a light one-handed weapon for her. It's like a hand crossbow. It's just like a regular bow for someone, it's a hand crossbow for Liska.
Oh, look at
Alright.
these cute little arrows they fire. Kill the person.
So, are you all ready to set off?
Yep, you're ready to set off for today.
Alright. Fucking Sal's not still in the game, damn it. Well, I guess we're continuing with Theatre of the Mind here. At least we've got someone streaming.
It's fine. Spice has a stream up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have it. Lisai.
Lisai.
All right.
Do a little parallaxing.
Hell yeah.
Nothing ever goes wrong on the parallaxing screen.
Don't jinx us.
This
So-
isn't DC.
The Tanzan wilds unfold before you. This untamed expanse of for the most part, wilderness that's been sort of cut through with the Aktishi Highway. Towering trees loom above, interlacing canopies form this intricate emerald ceiling that permits only these scatterings of beams of sunlight to penetrate, casting this dim golden glow. The atmosphere is saturated with humidity, clinging to your skin, steeped in the rich aromas of damp earth, decomposing leaves, blooming flora. And you travel along the ancient stone thoroughfare cut through the heart of the jungle that unfolds beneath your feet. Massive, time-worn stones serve as a testament to a once great empire, remarkably enduring despite the relentless encroachment of the jungle. Moss-draped, a couple of off to the side you see a couple of moss-draped columns that rise like spectres of the past. You can see other little hints of ruins here and there, hinting at this once magnificent civilization of giants that once thrived here. It offers a brief reprieve from the wilderness for the most part, and it soon yields to wider paths as you consult the map in hand, and you begin your divergence from parts of the safer trading route. This is going to be for the next few days. Let me see where you'd be on the map.
Well, just as a note, there is something I would like to do
Yes,
on
there is.
2 of these days, if that's okay.
Yep, that's completely fine. So I'll say for the next, this will be 2 days after, or it's we can
2
go.
of these days, like 1 day.
Yeah, sure, we can go the end of the next day.
Sure, that'll work. Sorry, I know I'm being awkward, but it's setting up for something.
Yeah.
There's also crafting time and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's later. It's good.
As Ziska begins her hunt for the evening.
Buddy system.
Nope.
No, Liska, you fool.
Well,
If something was to attack Liska, they are more than welcome.
It's less about attacking. If they do some fucking roofie school shit to you, then, you could just walk off into the sunset like Ronka did.
I mean, they're welcome to try that too.
Make
Liska
them
would walk
angry.
off and follow them even if she wasn't hypnotized.
And then she'd come back with Grunka.
Exactly. You're like, oh, so
I
this
just
is
thought I'd go get him,
Yeah, she's
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 not supposed to
scavenged.
be able to talk while hypnotized. I
She
never
scavenged
was.
Garunka. She found him under a bush somewhere.
Abandoned party supplies.
Yeah.
A familiar
Party
looking rock.
supplies.
Wait, that rock has ears. Grunka!
Hello, it's me. I escaped.
Okay. So at
I
the
had vacation.
Right, yeah, sorry.
so
I got
at the
distracted by
at the
grumpy
end of the day after. What are you doing, Willem?
Well, I'm gonna apologize in advance, Ducky. But, Valmet is gonna emerge from the wagon, and in his hands he has various loose leaf bits of parchment that he's looking over. So you about He also doesn't quite look up.
Over here.
Finally looking up, he steps out and moves over. God, if the game would let me. It's really chugging today. I think maybe that's why people aren't loading in very easily. Are you free in a few days? Like 3, maybe. So it stares at another bit of parchment. Maybe 3, 4.
Well, depending on what's gonna happen in the next couple of days, I'm kind of booked. The Shard needs potion help to keep us awake. In preparations for when we arrive.
Hang on, I'm gonna do a brain roll here. He is too focused and doesn't. I tried, Jen, I really did. Right. I've got to talk to Dejar at some point as well. You said the next couple days, right?
Yeah, I'm a little busy.
Okay, so you're not free then. What about after that?
Maybe? What are you planning?
Something big. And normally when I can tell you're a bit stretched thin, but this is pretty major. I'd rather another skill set of hands here. Shuffles through some of the parchments he's looking at.
Sai just sort of leans back slightly with crossed arms and just... You're gonna have to say a little more than that.
Oh, sorry, got lost. Here. He'll sort of like move around to be facing the same direction as her, just sort of be showing her some of his parchments. It's all written in Orcish, but it's mostly like little diagrams and some scribbled notes, some things crossed out, other things. There's like diagrams of a lump of something, with like lines drawn to it to various statements and methods and notes. I am this close to figuring out that star metal stuff. I could just get a couple of things in line. Then I think I know how to make it work. But this hasn't been done before and it's probably going to be difficult. And you being you... Sorry, what was that?
Most of this is legible.
Yeah, it's kind of been... not been keeping it neat, I've just been doing what I need to figure shit out.
No, I mean your grammar is all over the place.
Hey, look, I may not be from the homeland, but I figure I've got a decent enough grasp on it, best I go get.
Maybe for an 8-year-old, but we can work on that later.
Hey, come on.
You can see she's having a shit-eating grin.
Yeah, like he actually looks up from his notes at that and then notices the grin and just...
I can read it just fine.
You're gonna be the enemy, woman.
Nah, you're doing a good job of that yourself.
But yeah, I might need some of your keen insight and skill dance for this. I could try and do it by myself, but that's a lot of extra risk. And I want to check ahead of time that you'd be alright too.
Alright. For something like this, you need to plan ahead because limited materials, limited work, lack of actual experience and anecdotal evidence. So,
Yeah, I've been prepping on this for a while, just it's all sort of coming to a head the more I figure out. Let's see, got the material specs down, I've got the methods I plan on using. Fuck, I'm gonna need clear line of sight for the sky, I'm gonna need to get the right tools down. Everything's mostly in line.
so as I was sort of looking over the plan, She grabs a hold of her pen and doodles on a small open section and just scribbles out a small lens, and then just in quite good, perfect Orcish writes clean and maintain.
Just like the secretary starts going, it's like, yeah, there's a point. I need to double check that when the time comes. But yeah, do you think you'd be able to help? This is kind of important.
Let's first figure out how to rescue Granka, and then we can talk about forging your star.
That's kind of the problem. He's shuffling through some more leaves and like to the earliest parts of the scribbles, and on that it's like a less a blueprint or anything, and more sort of a short list. It seems to summarize things like they have this, maybe an estimated amount of the material, maybe that these cultists have, or whatever. Potential uses that one who deals in necromancy of madness might want with it. It's just a whole bunch of potential what ifs and whys. They're doing something with it, and I figure if maybe I know how it works and what it is and how to do things with it, might be easier to stop what they're doing. Oh no, something's telling me I need to know before I get there.
Well,
And I can do it on the road, I just need a location first, but that's later. I gotta get the logistics down first. And at some point he slipped into Orcish, like during his mumbled ramblings, he just slipped from Frey tongue into Orcish. If you can't, that's fine, I understand. Just it'll be a few days from now. If I can get on schedule.
We'll see. Just take a moment to breathe and remember, they don't have a prodigy smith like you.
No,
I
but
say
they can
that
do
because you work yourself to the bone. Some might even call you obsessive.
I prefer passionate, but you kinda got a point. But even with raw material you can do a lot, especially if it's doing what it does.
Well, we have a couple of days to figure out, and
I'll leave you be. Like you said, you're gonna be busy with Dejar.
when she's not sleeping.
Well, she needs it. Can't imagine what it's like. Well, I can actually. Nightmares ain't anything to fuck around with.
We all need sleep.
Alright, well, thanks for the talk, Sal.
You're the one who
Neil.
came to me.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Go get your head clear.
Yeah, I need to go get a drink. Don't think I've drunk anything in a few hours.
Get
Son
some
just
water.
squints off into the distance as if trying to remember the last time he hydrated.
Get some water. We'll take it from there.
I'll be around, and give me a yell if you need anything. And then he'll go back into the wagon.
After a brief moment,
I hear rolls.
you hear a sort of light knocking at the door.
And he'll sort of like leave his papers on the little desk he's got and open up the door.
And you see, looking very kind of sheepish and a bit eager, is Vladimir at the door. Are you working on something?
Yeah, but I always got time for you. What do you need?
No,
Thought I'd
like,
let her in if she wants to come in.
she kind of hops in for a moment. Like, are you Are you working on another project?
Yep, pretty big one. Not even sure I can do it, but it's part of the thrill of trying.
Is it going to be more complicated than that jewelry we worked on?
Well, yeah, no. Not complicated to make, but it's like figuring out how to do something you've never even thought of doing before. It's like if you tried to jump from one tree to another that's really far apart, and you haven't jumped that far before.
Oh, it is like you're doing some exploratory stuff.
Yeah, you could phrase it like that. Yeah. He'll sort of rummage in his bag and pull out one of the chunks of star metal. Door's shut at this point, just in case. You never know where eyes will be. And
Her
he holds it in
eyes-
his hand,
Her eyes
keeping it
widen.
there. It's got that. This came from the sky one starry night. Jar and I were on watch. We saw it fall, and I don't know, something pushed me to go get it. And we got a good bit of it.
It's very pretty.
Yeah,
What's it made out of?
couldn't tell you.
Came from the sky?
Yeah, it's like the stars fell themselves.
So like this is a star that fell from the sky?
Maybe. I mean, it's kind of like the sun. But yeah, I've been asking around and no one seems to know. The few people who did know about it had no clue how to work with it, so I'll be figuring all this out by myself. It's taken a lot of work.
You're trying to do something with this?
Well, it's a mineral, like any other metal. So, like any other metal, it can be worked, shaped, and something can be made of it.
You are trying to make something with it.
Yep,
Oh,
learning and making.
can I help? I know I'm not a I'm not exactly a smith. My people tend not to work with a lot of metals, but well, I mean, like with the jewel craft. When we made that jewelry, I could pass you a few tools. Try to study some of the materials.
He'll ruffle her hair a little bit, like gently. Well, I won't turn away the extra hands, but it is gonna be pretty bright.
What do you mean?
Well, the way I work anyway is with the sun, so it's bright anyway. And this stuff shines like the sun, so I figured maybe it's gonna get very bright, and I know you don't like bright lights that much.
Right. Maybe I could shield my eyes a bit. You can see she is sort of genuinely enthusiastic to help, but after mentioning the bright light, there is a sort of retreats back to thinking.
Hesitance.
Yeah, like how can I work around this? You know.
Well, I'm still figuring some things out. But even if you can't help, you're welcome to watch if you like. Be there when it happens.
All right.
No, maybe you can borrow Grunker's, oh. And then just there's a softening of his posture a bit.
And there's a moment as she kind of approaches you. We'll find him.
We will. I just hope he's alright when we get there. Anyway, I'll figure out the rest of what I need to do, and I would definitely love you to see what I make. There's the gentle. It's a more somber tussle of the hair, but maybe trying to focus on better things.
There's a quiet understanding nod from Valdmir. Alright, well, I'll continue reading this, and she pulls out what looks like a small book she's probably gathered from Dejar's collection.
Oh no! What's the cover?
Make a perception check.
Oh god! Dejar!
You're asleep. You don't know shit at this point.
Just Gremlin rummaging through your shit.
21. You see what looks like this sort of landscape of rolling jungle trees. There's a sort of a ziggurat in the background with a sun silhouetting it. A very curious looking.
in the lower jungles. Oh no!
A very curious looking half orc in the foreground, and she kind of points out and says, "I figured since we're going through the jungle, we maybe do some research on it a bit. I've only just begun. I'm not sure exactly what it's about."
Oh god! I mean, do I need to even make a roll to know what kind of book this is from that fucking cover?
Yeah, you know exactly what kind of fucking book this is, and she is none the wiser.
Maybe that's just gently takes it. This is more This isn't very helpful. This is this fantasy book. It's all made up stuff. Let me talk to Dejar and see if I can get you something a bit more factual.
Oh, okay.
Help you out. God, I gotta have a word with Dejar in a day or so anyway, so I've got more to talk to her about now.
Listen, you gotta keep your spot out of reach of the child.
Keep your paw off out of reach of my daughter.
I have a chest.
Keep your daughter away from my paw.
Keep your daughter away from my paw. Oh god, but yeah, that's all I needed to talk about this day, and the Dejar talk will likely be another day, maybe 2 from now.
Okay.
Dejar is into old woman porn.
Dejar is in fucking trouble, is what she is.
He is none the wiser. She is asleep.
All right.
Well,
Oh, good.
it's just
So painful.
this is not what most people expect, but hey, welcome to fatherhood.
Yep.
You're gonna have to deal with this.
Yeah, I mean, oh dear.
She's in her
Doesn't get groomed by smut authors.
yeah. She's in her early adolescence. Yeah.
Early adolescence.
Mm-hmm.
We're 200 years old.
We don't want to go, we don't want to spark the fire of
Yeah.
that part of adolescence.
Yeah.
I
Not
know,
quite
it's
yet. Not
just-
quite yet.
He's still coping with the
Give
fact
it
that
20
he is a
years.
dad. If he has to suddenly have the talk, he's going to die.
Right. Shall we move on to the next day?
Sure, if anyone else wanted to do something in the travel, but mine's like let's say a day and a half from now.
Wasn't Liska Itheri having a scene?
Yes, that's a good point.
Yes.
Would you like to bring that to the forefront?
Are you okay with that, Evan?
Yeah.
Cool.
Go for it.
So, one of the evenings that they're gonna be resting, she'll just approach Liska and just like, "Hey, do you have a moment?"
Yes, I do. What can I do for you?
I noticed you go out and you hunt a lot. You find things.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious. you found any, like, feathers or anything? Any extra ones? I was looking to do some decorating. She's gonna kind of pull her feather and leaf cloak over.
Isn't her cloak also some dragon scale too?
Yes.
Okay. It seems like there's new things in that cloak keep appearing. It's good.
A true ghillie suit is organic in nature.
Yeah, she's going to kind of not like. I mean, I am not a fletcher, so any feathers really excess. How many do you need?
Oh, no specific number. I was just looking at using them to decorate and embellish, you know?
Okay. Is there any type? And she's gonna like pull one of her satchels out, her little cachet of clothing. Color
Pretty.
pretty?
Maybe blue or purple.
Okay, I think I might have found some blue this evening, actually. Or last evening, I don't know where the timeline is right now. And she's gonna pull out about 9 colorful feathers, which I'll say was 5 of them are blue.
She'll
Is
kind
this
of
what you're looking
pick
for?
through. She'll take 4 of them that match best. I think these would do well.
Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna kind of peer over the others. You don't happen to have one that happens to be like red, do you?
Let's say one is red.
Fuck it, why
I'll
not?
take this one too.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
guide marker never hurts.
Mhm.
Right, this is great. Just perfect. Wow.
Glad to have helped. It sounds you sound very enthused.
Yeah, I was looking for these and I can't believe you had them. This is
Listen.
really something.
Liska casually shrugs, like, I have a lot of things people don't know about.
Slight head tilt. Ever the enigma.
Just like a random toothy smile.
Right.
Liska also has some smut books.
She has volume 2.
Yep.
God.
She'll never share.
Probably got
She
Demonology
constantly
101.
teases Dejar about the ending.
It reminds me of the fucking Voxmachina episode. Liska doesn't have but she just has a sketchbook.
About to say said engine and for the yard. Nope, I'm not listening. La la la. Don't spoil it. Spoil it.
Yeah. So, she's holding the feathers and she kind of tucks them to a side. She'll kind of like look around. I guess it'll be what, one of the evenings when we're done traveling and we're starting to settle down.
Mm-hmm.
What would she be doing?
I mean, aside from coming back with like feathers, she probably would be probably just kind of relaxing a bit, maybe doing some casual exercise, some light exercise. Need to stay sharp and in
Right.
shape for all the heavy armor she wears.
That makes sense. She has to do that a lot. So, I see you're pretty busy. She just a little jog in place. But, yeah. One moment. kind of just waiting. I was hoping to talk to you about something before.
Something before what?
And she's gonna kind of like rub the back of her head. And in demonic, she'll say about the hinterlands and what you asked.
Yeah, she's gonna raise a spiky brow and then responding in demonic. It's like, yes, I heard that you seem to have come from multiple places.
She continues in demonic. I wasn't lying. I'm trying to be honest. I did come from multiple places. You might know, but as a child, sometimes you get moved around.
It is not
before,
prayer and torment.
I wasn't lying when I said that. She kind of gestures over to her bow that I served the hinterlands, but when asked where I came from, well, it was those mountain ridges to the west.
Lizzie just kind of shrugs, like, it is fine. Satyrs have been known to be misleading sometimes. You would not be the first.
Wasn't trying to mislead. I was just being a little too literal. I'm not great with words, but I'm pretty good with expressions. And I noticed yours. And I didn't want you to think I was lying.
She's and like the mention of expressions, Lizka is just going to look at the mask she wears. Like very obviously you can see her eyes kind of glancing in and taking in the mask. It's like though you may have come from a different place, and you said there is different. I will not hold it against you this time for saying different things to different people when they ask the same question. Just, there is no need to lie to me.
Well, it wasn't lying. It was
saying one thing
questions.
to make me. No, I asked where are you from, and you say you can come from multiple places. That is not the question I asked. Sure, I came from 10 feet back that way when we were traveling, but that is not where I am from.
She kind of like rocks on her hooves. Okay. It wasn't meant to be a lie or to deceive. We were talking about service and torment and names and things, I misinterpreted it.
Liska's just
where
gonna
I
hold
served.
Liska's gonna hold up a hand and just be like, as I said, I will not hold it against you this time. Misunderstanding, it happens. You have come to me to clarify. I do not hold it against you.
Okay. Yeah. Not every home in Ragnarok gets to stay a home. So sometimes you can be raised in a couple places, and they mean different things. So, thanks.
You are
I
welcome.
tried to be honest in both.
It is okay. We have different views of where you can be from. We just have to figure out how they differ. Like I am from Croth. I may have served in Croth. I may have come from Croth to the Maroon Palace, left to go to Dunhollow, but I am still from Croth. You can come from someplace and not think that it is where you are from. Different viewpoints.
But if part of you is from two different places, it's hard to say one answer.
As I said, different viewpoints. Maybe you need to figure out more about yourself.
Oh, I don't like thinking about that. I'm not supposed to do that anymore.
You're not supposed to think about yourself?
Yep. You aren't
This is-
yourself. You are more. And you are nothing.
You are
That's
strange.
service. And she kind of flinches from that. I get that a lot.
A charisma, maybe.
Yo, me too. You're pretty strange yourself. You're big, even for your people. You're a really different kind of blue.
Am I?
Oh, yeah. They don't quite make them like you. You're very kind of pow. And she does like an outward gesture with her fingers. Everyone else is kind of, you know. And she does like a flat level.
I've never really given that much thought. I mean, when I was growing up, my brother was the same color as me, so I always had someone to be blue with. Maybe that is why I did not know or notice.
I shared colors with my sister as well. Then things change.
Puberty.
If you want to call it that. Anyway, speaking of Thanks
Liberty?
for the feathers.
Oh.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're for the kid.
Oh, they are for Vladimir. I do not know.
Uh,
What are the feathers going to be used for?
She kind of looks you up and down. You don't strike me as one who uses it often, but I know with your training. You know how to use a great bow, right?
Yes, I do. And she pulls out her great bow.
Oh. Well, I'll be. I didn't know they made spears the size of arrows.
It is very difficult to find them this size. Yes.
She kind of holds up her forearm against the grip. I'm just the size of the fletchings on that thing. Alright, well, if I need to sink a ship, I'll let you know. But,
I have
no.
so rare an opportunity to use it. Oh,
Well.
you do use 1 second, and she's going to dig around in her her bag for a second, and then pull out some. Where are they? Oh, I put them in my magic items I don't use bag. 1 second.
Here you go.
Bracers of archery. I
Oh.
know that these are they make your arrows fly a bit more true. Magically do some more damage, if that's something that you would be interested in. Or if not, then I don't know. Maybe if Vladimir is going to have a bow, she can use them. Can I link this? Hey, there we
Time
go.
to spoil the child more.
I actually wouldn't mind that.
You've seen that you are quite deadly, but we're quite deadly with a bow already, but you could always be deadlier.
How about this? And she's gonna reach over and grab a bundled thing of long bundled cloth that been just wrapped up that she's been carrying back and forth when she's been going out on her morning treks into the woods. She unfurls it, and it is the limbs, obviously not strung or with the decorations yet, of this. However, small.
Oh, nice. This is gonna kind of take it, I'll hold her hand out, whether she can take it.
Yeah, and she gestures palm up.
Let's go. Well, take it. It's so tiny in her hands.
It's gotta be.
It is. And then she's like, "Oh, this is interesting. It's an interesting design. I have not seen something like this before. I imagine that these amplify the power when drawn. Yes."
Yeah, absolutely. You can also unstring from the end if it's too much weight. It allows you to really grow with the resistance. It's used to train children, but the same practice can be applied. The forelimbs sometimes can instead be exchanged for an ironwood or something backed by horn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is very. I think it would be good for her.
I figure. She lays out the feathers, points to the blues and the purples, one of these on the each, the tip, and then right in the middle where you knock, she'll lay down the red one as a little guide. Holds the arrow in place from slipping down as well. Anyway, And she kind of like gathers the bow up a little bit. If you ever want to have the chance to use that thing sometime, I have a feeling I'm going to be practicing a lot in the mornings. She kind of kicks the ground with her hoof. You should join. If
Sure.
You're looking for a different type of training, do what you want.
It is. I would not mind having a few days of leisurely shooting.
Leisurely. When's the last time you pulled that bow? It'll be a back exercise for you. Nothing leisurely about it.
Liska's going to chuckle and be like, I think you misunderstand exactly how strong I am.
Oh yeah?
And she's going to
I think I do.
gonna reach forward. And about how much would you say Etheria weighs?
You would... What's your strength score?
21.
With her kit and everything on right now, you'd probably peg her right about 117 pounds.
Okay.
I was about to
So
say,
next
like,
to nothing.
you
Yeah.
could probably just grab her by the actual shoulder and just lift.
I know, yeah. Like, Liska's going to sit there and, like, you seem like you have good balance, and just casually reach down and grab Etheria's ankle and just lift her with one arm.
Yeah.
And then do a little hop transition to where it's just Etheria on one hoof in her palm.
Little hop in the balance on that. There we go. And kind of squats down.
Like bouncing a broom.
Alright. Listen. I'm not the most impressive weight. Even I know that. But that still looked pretty easy.
And you're about like, 15 feet up right now?
She's not lifting her straight up. She's like, I'd probably say she's maybe about 8 feet off the ground.
Oh, alright, okay. Okay.
Yeah, she's holding her in front of her.
Just below shoulder height-ish.
Yeah. Which
Well,
is
alright.
still extremely impressive, given the fact that...
Yeah. Yeah, you know, 120-pound front delt raise. No
Yeah.
issue.
Casual. Yeah, and plus they both
Okay,
have tails, so they're good at balancing.
Yeah, they are. I think you've made your point, so... she's gonna hop down. Strong hands.
Yeah, Liska will casually, like, upon hearing that, just casually just, like, flex the arm that she was holding with, and there's, like, a creak of the leathers in her armor.
She's just gonna kind of look at it for a moment. What did they feed you?
Everything.
It shows.
Mm.
She's gonna kind of like brush aside the cloak where you can see like the patterned leathers and everything underneath. And you can count the ribs.
Jeez. You need some meat
Wow.
on them bones.
Can't be big. All right. That was fun. You should practice acrobatics tomorrow in archery with me and the kid.
Archery, yes. Acrobatics, we will see.
Right. I'll, kind of claps her hands, goes to step back, fumbles slightly, catches herself, steps back. Goodbye.
Like,
God, I love a fucking awkward shit.
Yeah. Unless you're just gonna
Like,
casually
well,
sit back
dust
down.
self off.
It's like, yep.
Bye.
Well, time to go. Heading on out.
Not even that smooth. It just dust.
The old
self off.
southern goodbye
Bye.
slaps the
Yeah.
knee, leaves.
Yep. Well,
Refuses
Well,
to
It's like
elaborate.
it's like she knew the first half of the setup, but right, I should probably get going. I got stuff to do. It's just like dust. Bye.
yeah. But yeah.
All right.
I will take those bracers. That's very kind.
Very useful to have. I
Yep.
didn't even know we had a pair.
Yeah, like I said, not many people know Liska.
Liska has a bunch of shit. It's
She
just it
does.
depends on whether or not it'll become relevant.
Yeah, like people just assume because she's not a blacksmith or a magician or other magic person that she just doesn't have uses or doesn't have things that could benefit.
Oh, I
Like-
know she has uses. I just don't know what she has in her inventory because, again, like you say, she's not a crafter, so it's never really discussed.
Yerp.
We need to just take inventory one day.
I mean, I suppose that's what we got the party inventory for that we discussed.
Oh no, like I mean, just taking stock of what everyone has. No shifting anything around.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Alright.
they want to.
Mm.
That's the difference between party inventory. You know everything about party inventory.
Mhm.
What if he doesn't want to say anything so he can keep it a surprise?
Yeah,
That's
fair enough. Okay, so
One of the users was disconnected, so the trade was canceled.
oh dear.
Oh no.
Item
I might have
pause.
to throw this on the ground.
Take these braces and I threw them on the ground.
Boop.
Abu.
There you go.
All right, so we'll follow up with the day after, or at least if anyone want to do
Yeah, day after, I think.
say Vellum, you wanted to do something, didn't you?
Yeah. This would be like day 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, day 3. So I'm just doing my tracking for the item.
Yep.
Alright, time for Snack to get a toy.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
I mean, it will be, but no, fuck it, let's say like more, yeah, let's go afternoon, evening again, fuck it, why not? The time is wibbly wobbly and in flux in all times. Did y'all hear about anywhere? You sort of look like wandering about the camp, peeking around corners looking for
He's probably under a leaf, like right over here. I can't ping. God damn it! Why can't I ping?
It's fine, I probably couldn't see it anyway, I gotta open the door.
Let's just say he's over here.
Sure. I'll not bother moving myself because chug.
Yeah.
Theater of the mind.
And she's holding something in her hand, just probably mumbling something to herself. As you approach, she'll quickly try and hide it away. I'm just gonna roll this. See if it happens.
Yeah, Vellum, you see what she's hiding out. What is she hiding?
What is she trying to hide?
It's a handle to a pommel to a blade.
That, oh, that's... We'll put a pin in that. Come back to that later. About your potential heresy.
Heresy.
As Al-Khalekt.
Al-Halak. Anyway. He sort of like briefly knows it, but he's so fixated in his own mind and his own mental processes at the moment, he doesn't register much of it right now. I need your brain for a second. I'm trying to solve a problem.
Is this a logistics problem, a arcane problem, a life problem?
Yes.
He just put it over your nose. Okay. Start with the easiest one first.
Right, well, here's what I got going on. I'm working on a project, but using the Sunblade isn't probably gonna be enough. I need raw, undiluted sunlight. And for that, I need a clear shot of the sky. And, well, sort of looks around to the thick vegetation all around them and the canopy above them. That's gonna be difficult. I thought about finding somewhere high up to do it, but there's no tall rocks or plateaus or mountains or anything like that nearby. I can't just stick it up a tree because it wouldn't be stable enough. So I need to figure out something.
So you need a clear shot to pure sunlight to do your work, and you don't have a place to do it. You're asking me...
It's a problem I need a solution to, and I don't have the brain power to manage it. I've been thinking on this for the last day and a half. I need a stable spot to do it, but with the canopy in the way and no chance of it thinning before we get where we're going. Been a bit of a nightmare. Real ball-like.
With your degree of intelligence, Dajar, probably an easy solution to this could be to just find a higher place and get your bearings of the surrounding area. See what you can find.
First, I need to also see exactly how high up.
Yeah, that'd be the issue.
How high up the canopy is and how much it's blocking and what there is around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because since Dajar has been to the library here before and studied so much of the jungle before leaving, yeah, there's some trees that can go a little higher up than normal. Then those are mainland, so... Okay, so... I can do something real quick. It'll probably be within an hour, and I can do a quick looking around. Now, would you mind if you can't find a perfect spot? We could probably make one, if that's feasible.
But make one, how do you mean?
Well, if you have a few looks around, a carpet, a sheet, or something big enough to hold your workstation, I could use a spell once at an appropriate height and cast immovable object. You know what an immovable rod is, right?
Yeah, sounds like a good one.
Okay, then take what a immovable rod can do, but put it to an object.
I mean, I'm going to be sticking a whole anvil and apparatus on this thing. I don't think the carpet is really going to be able to hold the weight, right?
If I do it with enough power, it can, and it could last pretty much the whole day.
Huh. Did not know you could do that. Well, I mean, if we can't find somewhere, then we can circle around and take a look at doing that, yeah. As long as I can get clear enough to the sky. Clear enough shot of the sky to work, then I might be able to pull this off.
If I can get a word in. If you have a carpet or, I don't know, an extra tent flap, do you have any of those first? I need to make sure you have those before...
I mean, I can find something. I'll tell you what, you do whatever scouting you were going to do, and I'll have a look around.
On it. Okay, I'm just going to and just weave arcane spells and sigils in the air and cast Arcane Eye.
Alright. Your
Now,
eyes
bear
kind
in
of
mind, I'm gonna, if my plans are right, I'm gonna try and do this in about a day or so. So try and think about where we're going and where anything might be.
Okay then, good to know. So we're not doing it immediately. That could have been.
Well, no, I was gonna
Said-
give you a warning. I wasn't gonna just jump at you and be like, "Hey, help me with this."
Some days you say things inconjointed. I have to make sense of it. It hurts me. You hurt me. Okay. Alright. He's focusing on the spell right now.
Alrighty, and Velen's gonna go look for a suitable tarp or some such thing.
all right.
Don't know if anyone's got one, but worst comes to worst, he'll probably just cannibalize a tent.
So you're looking right now for some sort of place that's sort of not blocked by the canopy.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And if we can't find one, there's a backup plan. But can't meta knowledge. We don't have the aerial view that we do as players.
Gotcha. And so this you're not looking to finish off your project right now.
No, this is day 3 of 4. I got one more day of it. So basically, like, the next day is when things will sort of start kicking off.
Okay. So as you go ahead and make me a perception check, Dejar, through your arcane eye. As you your eyes glass over, you send you send this invisible sensor up through the canopy a good 80 or so feet until you emerge above the tree line, above the canopy.
Okay, so here is.
There's a sea of green and a sea of green leaves and branches unfurls before you.
Damn, 2. Fuck.
But your eyes aren't quite as keen as say Sayun's or Etheria's might be. Unfortunately, all you see right now is just this rolling, almost like a rolling green verdant desert, if you will, that just spans over to the horizon. You can see the occasional sort of rocky outcropping of a cliff in the distance, with the occasional kind of cascading waterfall. But nothing that immediately screams to you, like at least within a few hours' travel. This is an open spot. This is a place where the sun shines. Right now, it seems like, at least for today, you're going to be unable to find much in the way of partings in the canopy.
He's just gonna. As long as he can't see through that, he's just like, fuck it.
You're not.
He's gonna just.
Your eyes aren't as perceptive. You're not a keen survivalist that might be able to sort of scan the terrain and find an appropriate spot. It's difficult.
Yeah, he's just gonna dismiss the spell. It's like, all right, since I can't really do it, I'm gonna ask for some help. And she's gonna go out in the wagon. Where is our druid friend currently? What is she doing?
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're in camp. She's probably talking to Webby a bit.
You're
Making sure he isn't, like, inconceivable with grief.
That's fair. You guys can find her and give a small cough. You have a moment?
Oh, Yes.
I need your help. I'm trying to find a place throughout this verdant green canopies, a spot that's unfiltered where I can get straight sunlight. Nothing blocking it. And I've tried with my spell currently, and I can't see shit. Only green.
Needs sunlight, you say?
Yeah, this is for our blacksmith. Currently looking for something at the moment. He needs a spot to do his work. He asked me.
I see.
I can't find any place. Could you possibly help me with that?
Oh, well, let's see. I guess I could see if I could ask trees nicely if they could move a little.
Right,
Or maybe we can go and find a little grove, or maybe he would want to be a bit higher up.
It's either gonna be trying to find the grove or be higher up. Let's try the first one with find the grove first.
Let's see, let me just
Okay.
look at something here.
Trying to find some sort of grove?
And he suggested it.
Okay then.
There she is.
I suppose in that aspect, this would either be a survival or a perception check. Well, yes, survival or a perception check.
Give me 1 second. I'm just reading one of my handy-down spells there.
Okay. Is this a locate plants, animals, or locate objects?
I could use that, but I'm currently looking at speak with plants. Seeing if I could maybe ask them if they knew of a nice sunny area. But
Could
I
do
mean, I
that.
could also just ask them to move.
It's your choice.
Asking the trees to move would be interesting, but I don't know if they can.
Asking who?
I said asking the trees to move would be hilarious, but I don't know if they can.
Yeah, plants might be able to perform other tasks on your behalf at the DM's discretion. The spell doesn't enable plants to uproot themselves and move about, but they can freely move branches, tendrils, and stalks. So we could move. I could use this and ask them if they can move their branches a bit to make a little
Sure.
pillar of light down on the camp, or whatever Vellum has his little rinky-dinky forge set up.
What do you want to do?
Wow, being a spellcaster, I feel like I want to cast spell.
All right. Do you want to use speak with plants?
Yes. Let me see here. Let me just. Where do Vellum want this to be?
The specifications you were given by, probably given by Dejar, is an uninterrupted view of the sky. That's really all there is. Oh, stable ground with an uninterrupted view of the sky.
Yeah. For how long?
Didn't really give a time, but I'm sure Dejar is probably smart enough to know how long he usually works for, so anywhere from like 4 to 8 hours,
Yeah, the entire day then.
essentially.
So, okay.
Stable ground. I guess I'm just gonna find. I'm just gonna wander around a little bit, look up, see
So
find an area that has like.
Before we continue, Willem, are you wanting to work like the entire day or just the morning and the afternoon? As
I think it might be better to split it up into morning and like do an evening and then do the following morning. Because
okay,
if we're doing spell casting, it might be a bit more prudent to split it.
all right then.
Yeah, longer duration you have to do things, it's the more difficult it gets.
Mm-hmm.
With 4 hours, oh god, excuse me, 4 hours at a time, essentially.
Okay, so this could be in the evening of the third day then.
Yeah, that's good.
And you're looking to have you would effectively be looking for the trees to do something to allow sunlight in
I'm gonna look for a place that has that doesn't have necessarily the thickest branch ceiling,
yeah.
so they don't have to move heaven and earth just to accompany
Okay.
this little smith.
So
Easier time.
first off, go ahead and Dejar, are you with Rita right now?
He would be, yes.
Okay. So Rita, go ahead and make me a perception check, perception or a survival check to see if you can find an appropriate spot that might be might serve the perfect place for Velen to set up.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna cast this. I have the spell slot to use.
Gotcha.
And it's fancy. And what do you say? Perception or nature?
Perception or survival check.
Or survival check. Okay, I'm probably gonna do my perception with +8.
Okay.
Who'd have thunk?
Yeah. Do I get advantage since the jar is helping me?
If Dejar can describe how she's helping you.
Your
Well-
eyes, Janner.
What do you think I'd see?
Pointing out he'll be pretty much pointing out the specifics of what Vellum needs for his work. Going on the list, besides the open view and solid stable ground, he would need uninterrupted hours work, so nothing of a wane of the breeze to dilute the light or cover it, which would lessen his work.
Okay, then Rita's probably gonna counter tell the jar that, alright, then we should probably look for a place where the canopy isn't too thick and where the ground is nice and even, maybe even a rock. And let's just have a little look around and see what you can find.
Alright. So, go ahead and make me that perception check with advantage.
Yes. I'm gonna hold Alt, right? Or do I need to do anything else with these?
Just hold Alt. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
What the heck?
Oh, double 14.
2d20 are
Ah, yes, because I'm guessing you used a lucky on that as well.
I didn't get a prompt for it, but...
Well, never mind. Still, regardless, you kind of move a bit deeper into the heart of the Tanzan wilds here, seeking a place where the sun's light can reach a place at least mostly unhindered. A spot where will honour that what you would presume to be Dejar, given you share a similar sort of faith. That will honour the sacred task that Vellum is about to undertake. The jungle is thick, its towering trees forming this dense canopy, casting these deep shadows across the forest floor. You follow a few winding trails, eyes scanning for signs of elevation. Some sort of opening, a clearing, a space where the sun can fully embrace the land below. And you seek out not just any hill, but one that evokes that divine essence of Al-Sham, where the light touches the earth with an unbroken radiance. But After about an hour of climbing through the undergrowth, navigating tangled paths and rugged terrain, you do find some sort of rise that stands above the treetops. You can see where the canopy is sort of grown over it, so you can see a few dappled strikes of sunlight. It looks like this is a place where the cliffs just sort of end, probably falling for hundreds of feet below. It's difficult to say, as the trees seemingly kind of cloud over most of it. But you can see verdant leaves. There's vibrant blossoms around the area, red, oranges, yellow bursts of colour that kind of sway gently in the breeze. And you swear you hear that distant sound of a cascading waterfall somewhere off in the distance, hidden by the foliage.
Cool. Seems like
What a
pretty
lovely
place.
place. What a lovely place.
How far would you say we were from the camp? Again?
About an hour's away from the camp.
Okay, so probably within the earrings range.
It's you probably not within the earrings range. I think you underestimate how far an hour's walk is through the jungle.
I'm doing this in character, so
Yeah, it's the
probably
reason
like,
why. It's the reason it wasn't the distance; it was the time and travel.
Mm-hmm.
so like maybe with the earrings tries it. Hey, Vellum, can you hear me? No response. Right.
I still love that you told Vellum to go find a top, and then you both disappeared into the jungle.
I mean, that's how it works.
It's like, oh hey, a better option. Let's not tell anyone.
I think we need to go find Vellum. Until we found the spot. Thanks.
You said you wanted to speak with plants as well.
Yes. Cast a spell, and I asked them very nicely if they could move their branches a little bit to make like a nice little pillar of light going towards, whatever place seems to be the best. I guess we could wait for Vellum to come here so he can designate where he wants it.
All right.
Yeah.
It's your choice if you want to do it now or wait for Vellum.
Let's wait for Vellum. Might as well. So he gets to pick where the place would be.
I'm gonna do a sending to him.
What do you do? I have zero idea what's going on.
Right. Since we did walk quite a ways from the camp, I'm going to do a sending to him. Let him know we found a perfect spot.
Sorry, you don't have to think too hardly about this sending.
Yeah, you can just summarize it.
I'm just
Oh,
trying.
you're just pinging it so it takes your spell slot off. Okay.
Yep. We found a very nice spot on a cliff, unencrypted by sun. You want either me or Rizik to get you or to wait for you?
There's a response. Well, I don't know where you are, so I think somebody may have to come get me. Also, do you not need a top?
No, not at this point. No, I don't think so.
He's probably like halfway through cannibalizing a tent.
And one of the fucking dozens of tent drunk has found.
I assume he still has those on him, so
Yeah,
one of the ones we've got. He just hurriedly puts it back together.
Saka mended, it's fine.
It's fine, it's a tent. They're made to be taken apart.
Yeah. Especially
Okay,
with knives.
so I'll be right back. to with Vellum to bring him back over here. Right?
Okay, I'll
and
stay right here. She's gonna just sit down and just look and absorb this very nice place.
Yeah.
And then we come back, and another of Gab's characters has been kidnapped.
Another one.
Alright, make your third character.
An hour's walk back,
uh,
an hour's walk to and fro. So 2 hours effectively of waiting.
Oh lord.
whoops.
Yep. Should have brought him with you.
Should have brought him. Should have brought him with us from the beginning. I don't
Really
know
should
why
have. Honestly, I thought you were gonna go like wild shape or something and look from the sky, but
I could, but you know, it doesn't really
Well, it's
work all
happened
that
now.
well. Yeah, it doesn't really. The problem with that is that could mean that we find something that's even further away, and things might just not look the same from up there.
All right. So after, for the sake of brevity here, after a couple of hours of waiting, Rita, eventually, Dejar kind of following that. It's honestly, without Vellum's guidance, without his background, it's going to be a little bit difficult to find your way through the trying to recall your way through the wilds. I'd like one of you to make a survival check with advantage.
Is yours higher than mine?
God, I'm just thinking about they don't find their way back and just leave Rida there. She just sits there like, hello? Like in 6 hours later, they're just like, hello? Where's everybody?
Hey, Fable, what's your survival score? Is it
Yeah.
one? What?
Let me look. +6. So what's yours?
Mine's just 1.
Alrighty, well I guess I'm doing it with advantage, even though I don't know where I'm fucking going.
I imagine it's like a
Like, okay, go this way and then this way.
Dejar
No,
trying
let's
to
do it. Why don't we
recall-
go that way?
trying to recall familiar familiar landmarks that's just on the tip of her tongue, but she can't quite recognise it. Okay, with the 16, yeah, you do manage to over the course of the next 2 hours manage to find your way back to Rita.
I just love the idea of the jar just not knowing, and then Vellum just looks down and see like this fucking
Yeah.
snake trail in the mud, and be like,
Yeah.
probably that.
And it's also part of that as well. Don't take your teammates for granted, especially their background features
Yep.
or lack of them in this case. All right, so you are now gathered here at this spot. You see these glorious bursts of colour in this sort of hidden, shaded, almost not quite a druid's grove, but this sort of naturally occurring sort of hollow in the jungle that's shrouded with various branches and trees, overlooking some sort of cliff. And you hear what sounds like the roaring of a waterfall in the distance.
Oh, here we are. Took us a while.
He's gonna head up to the highest point and start testing the ground. Its evenness, its sturdiness, all that stuff.
Yep, seems very stable. If a bit soft from the long grasses, but it should suffice.
May have to clear a little space, but this, see, above the tree line, even with the lateness a day or earlier morning, it should still catch the light. He sort of goes into it, like, he sort of wanders around a little bit of a circle, mumbling to himself.
You're just gonna like get up and like walk over and go, alright, so where do you want it?
Got very quiet, Gab. I'm gonna turn you up.
It's because I'm speaking very softly.
No, sorry, I'm lost in thought.
Where do you want it? Your forge.
I can probably get set up now. My memory has gone dirt because I didn't think we'd end up going this direction. Was this... When did I say I was having this conversation again?
I think this was
it
in
morning
the,
or
the, the,
afternoon?
I think it was in the afternoon.
Yep.
Okay. So...
You can see
I'm
there
sorry,
is...
I'm trying to think of time.
Yeah, you can see those very faint bits of sunlight that are piercing through the canopy above. They're starting to get this orange tint towards them.
So how many hours of sunlight would I have left?
Maybe a good 4 or 5 hours.
This is accelerated far quickly than I thought it would. Sorry, I need a moment. My brain's sort of putting all the aspects in line in my head. Okay, so assuming Valenbroy is stuff with him, which he would have because it was a potential spot. He could hypothetically set up, but there's also the fact that he left them, like he invited me over here as well. He wanted to talk to Etheria about something, about an assistance, and Sao as well. Like he has to go get a bunch of people now, and it took like an hour and a half, 2 hours to get here.
I mean, you could always do it in the morning.
Yeah, but then that'd only be 4 hours of it, or unless we're gonna stick around longer to do it. Which, you know, the idea of this was not to interrupt travel. I'm sorry, I've gone brain-stalled a little bit. I didn't mean to hold us up.
How long does it take for us to get ready to leave in the morning?
Maybe about 30 odd minutes.
Yeah, the way of it though is we would have to spend the hour or so getting here, setting up, doing the 4 hours of work, and then getting back to camp, and that's half the day gone already. I was very hesitant about interrupting the flow of travel because I didn't want to just divert everything just for the sake of a personal thing.
I mean, we found one spot. We can probably find another one.
Yeah, I just don't want to
Potentially,
snub the effort put in either.
So, you wanna know something funny?
We do.
With Druid?
Oh, right.
Is they have this funny little thing called transport via plants.
Oh, you got that, have you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Does last about 6 seconds, so you'd have to grab and go.
yeah, no, I mean,
like
it's a
we
case
can
of
just
like, you can go
pull
back,
apart
get
through.
people, come back, without a huge amount of time lost. I mean, honestly, could probably do it today if there's 5 hours of daylight left. Could spend that first hour getting whatever help I can. Has been priorly established, but I did also want to have a... Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. If it's okay with people, because I don't want to assume of people things that they may not be willing to give. Travel via plants back to camp. Have that talk with Etheria that I wanted to have. Wrangle Sao and get Vladimir. And then, how many can transported plants do? Is it just like a portal opens and whoever jumps in and while it's open goes?
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so there's no real limit. They
There's-
just all have to fucking.
No,
quickly
there's
get
no
in.
limits. It's just that it has to be a. Yeah, no, there's not really any limits. No.
Okay, so we could hypothetically get everyone that's needed through, and then get back, set up, work. Yeah. Okay, this could work.
I do say. I will have to say. I do only have one 6 level slot.
Ah, you only had the one slot. Okay, so.
Yeah, so it will be a one-way trip.
God, this is rough. This has suddenly gone from, yeah, we got like a day, maybe, depending on how far ahead whatever we find is, and suddenly it's like, okay, do everything now.
Something worth noting about that, it only lasts for 1 round, and it says any creature can step into the target plant and exit by using 5 feet of movement. It's 1 round, so if you treat it as an initiative, maybe everybody could go through.
Yeah.
I guess it's up to Janner because it doesn't specify any number of creatures or anything like other spells. So it's a little vague on the rulings.
Yeah, it's any creature. So as many creatures as you can fit in over the course of 6 seconds.
Yeah, and it's doable. It's just a case that
You
Gav
have
only
to
has
be
the
ready
one
with the
cast
combo
of it.
line.
So it's either a case of we walk back and poof over, or poof back and walk over, which might eat up too much time. How much time was it back? Was it 1 or 2 hours?
It was
1 hour.
it was 1 hour's travel.
Okay,
get
so
here.
that's still, it'd be cutting it's slim, but it's doable. So could zoop back, do conversation, walk back, set up, work. Now this is a loose plan. It may be depending on people's willingness and stuff. Again, I'm not going to assume people. I'm not going to treat people like tools. They are their own individual people who may or may not want to be able to assist. So I'm just going to treat it as vague for now. But does that sound like a good plan? Gababada.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good.
Alright,
I'm
cool.
cool with it.
Alright, you are going to have to tell Vellum that you have that spell though, because he doesn't know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I like to imagine that he has been like mumbling all of this out loud.
Yeah, like he's been verbally saying, it's like, okay, well, but there's only this much daylight left. How am I gonna get back, get the people who I might be able to get to help, and then get back in time? Just verbal things like that, not to anyone in particular.
Janner, about like how far is this? Like we have a time, but like how far is it? Like feet? Because I also have tree stride,
Tree stride,
which is 500 feet.
Oh, okay. Let me
If
double
anything,
check something here real
it
quick.
might shorten the. If anything, it might shorten the travel a bit.
Which one's that again? My memory's bad.
Tree stride.
Yeah.
You gain the ability to enter a tree and move from inside it to inside another tree of the same kind within 500 feet. Both trees must be living and at least the same size as you. You must use 5 feet of movement to enter the tree. You instantly know the location of all other trees and the same kind within 500 feet. And as part of the move used to enter the tree, can either pass into one of those trees or step out of the tree you're in.
But is that just
Yep.
a you thing?
Let me see.
Also, I apologize to everyone for holding us up. This has kind of just been... I had a vague idea of how things would go, and then things suddenly changed. Which isn't anyone's fault, obviously. Just, my brain is suddenly shifting gears.
Okay, so distance is about 9,000 feet from camp. Or like 1.7 miles.
Now, depending on how many targets that affects, there's nothing to say you can't just flip through a bunch of the drift back.
It might be a just me spell, but
Yeah,
I think
it's
really-
I think it's
yeah,
just.
I think it might be just a me thing.
That's fine, we can go with the original plan. We still have time, just it'll be down to the wire.
Okay. So,
Yes, sorry, let's get back in character. I'm sorry, everyone.
so you're using transport via plants to get back to camp very quickly, and you're kind of alerting anyone there who's interested in aiding.
Yes, but first having a conversation with Etheria, a brief one, because, what he has
Okay.
to say isn't going to take long.
All right. So, you wave your hands towards one of these trees. Now, bearing in mind, you've not spoken to any trees just yet. We'll get there when we get there. You part the bark. This swirling, verdant hollow opens up within the tree trunk, and you kind of quickly bid the rest of your companions here, newly met companions, to follow you through to one of the trees that you've seen near the main campsite.
Next to the camp. Yeah, there's plenty of them.
Yeah, the rest of you immediately kind of see as they're all setting up for the afternoon here. One of the tree barks creaks open, and your three companions step forward from this swirling green portal. And you find yourselves back at camp.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yes,
Not
it's
bad.
always fun.
A lot better than that Banzai teleport. Ugh.
Yes, this leaves you with a nice smell of whatever tree you used. Very pleasant.
Cedar wood and sage.
Bastard.
Alright. So you're free to mill about the camp and have your various conversations.
Alrighty. Where would Etheria be?
Oh, what time of the day is it? And which
This
day?
is like late afternoon, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this
Correct.
day 4?
This is day
The
3.
end of day 3.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Where would she be? She's finishing the project. Fuck it, she's finishing the project.
Like actively busy?
She would, if it's the end of the afternoon, she'd be finishing up with it. But would she be in camp? Is the question. She's been leaving camp. No, she'd be coming back. I guess she would be a little distance away, toward at the edge of the camp, perched up really high in a tree, working on something.
Alrighty. Velen will approach and just crane his neck up. Etheria, do you have a second?
Depends. There's like a twing, twing. What's it for?
Well, I've got something important going on. Very difficult and meaningful project. Found a spot to work and everything is pretty much in place, but I've got a worry and I'm thinking you might be the best person to make this more successful.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Now, this place is dangerous. We all know that. And you're more in tune with this land and all that than a lot of us might be. And it's okay if you are busy or would rather not. I need somebody to keep watch, run interference if anything nasty comes our way, that kind of thing. Keep me from being interrupted with the task I have to do.
Alright. So, what am I running interference for?
I'll be working in a set spot, a little bit of ways from here. And I don't know what beasties might wander in, or maybe attracted to the sounds or lights. And while I don't expect you to go find things all by yourself, knowing
I
where they're
wouldn't be
coming
by
from,
myself.
you know what I mean? Knowing that they're coming, what might be a problem, and maybe even just a harmless distraction or diversion.
Can you
would
do
go a
me a
long
favor
way.
real quick? Can you just grab that branch right there and just hold it up?
Sure. Just pick up whatever branch he's been directed to and lift it up.
Alright, go on. There's, from within the trees, the telltale sound of wood scraping against a scabbard.
Okay, but yeah, knowing that, someone capable is out there doing what they can to keep these things at bay or out of the way, it'd be a load off my mind and allow me to focus and have nothing bad happen. Like this whole time he's been sort of looking up at the thing he's holding up in a little bit of confusion, but he's kept going.
One condition, though. Okay? I'm bringing the kid along. And there's like a creak followed by a second higher pitched creak.
Oh, well, she's coming anyway. She wanted to.
Oh, perfect. If that's the case, stand still. And there's a as one of your training arrows comes along and strikes the stick that you're holding up above you.
Oh, yeah. You finished it.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's gonna be a very eventful day for Valmir then.
I think so. And with that, she begins to descend from her hiding spot in the trees, crawling down the tree head first, skittering on all fours before coming to the ground, and then just kind of popping up right in front of you, and plucking the arrow back out of this. Yep.
I love the gremlin energy she just
back.
randomly does.
Right out of the stick. Thank you. Alright, I'll watch.
He'll actually, like, he won't slap his hand on her shoulder, but, like, sort of testing if she's alright to, and then if she consents, he'll put his hand on her shoulder. Does she?
She doesn't really react when you go to, like, gesture or do whatever. It seems she doesn't understand. So she just, you're moving, okay.
Hand on shoulder. Look,
stiffens.
I know this is a weird ask, and I appreciate you accepting the request. This means a lot to me, and I know we haven't known each other that long, but it's a lot. It's a big help. Thank you. And he'll move his hand away.
She'll just kind of like... God, I
like it audibly?
No, just... Where is it?
Just a sudden lack of tension.
She just does this back with the arm and just like, hey, I've been doing this for 5 or 6 months. Every day, more or less, except for when you disappeared into the city. Every day, more or less, since the bug. This is nothing. Have fun with whatever you're gonna... By the way, did I see you walk through a goddamn tree?
Yeah, apparently the halfling we came across can do that.
She'll just do that for you?
Well, she seems very agreeable. I don't know if that's a good thing yet or not.
Can you ask her to teach me?
Well, but I guess, though, if you ask her yourself, she might be fine with it as well. Seems very calm about everything.
No, I wouldn't. No, I couldn't ask that. No.
I love that she says, I couldn't ask that. Not because it's an imposition, but because she literally wouldn't know how to ask that. Well, I guess I could talk to her after the work's done.
Right. She kind of like grabs the stick back from you and kind of rubs the spot where she shot. I like plants. What did
Oh,
it-
right. It's gonna be a bit of a walk to get there. I need to go check if some other folk are available.
Wait. What did it feel like to go through the tree? Could you feel the tree?
What did it feel like, Jenner?
Did you feel
is
the
muted?
roots?
It's actually, I think this is more a question for Gab or Rita. What would it have felt like?
It'll feel like it'll feel like you were being hugged by a big pile of new cut grass.
It felt like I was being squeezed by grass, if that makes any sense.
Like in a choking, it's spring and I have allergy kind of squeeze.
No, like a bear hug type thing, just right around everywhere. Just does a gesture with his arms as if he's trying to make sense of magic.
You're kind of lucky if you get to be hugged by a tree.
Yeah, usually for some weirdos it's the other way around.
The hand that is still on your shoulder kind of tightens and you feel the clawed fingernails digging a little bit.
Oh no, I mean the people without all that nature magic stuff. The ones that think they
And
can dodge
relax.
the trees but can't.
I mean, how do you think I got that? And she holds out the bow.
Guessing by asking nicely.
Yeah. If you ask nicely, they'll even grow for you. Which is, well, a little bit of magic what I did, but still, point stands. What was your point before?
About what?
That's what I'm asking. What else did you need? Or am I just...
Oh, no, just that. That's all I needed from you. I'm just gonna go grab some other people if I can, and we'll start making the trek.
Great. Where is this at?
If you head over to where Rita, I think her name was, is, she knows the way back, and I'll meet you over there in a sec.
Alright. Bye, Sunshine. Kind of steps back, and with a almost slight skip to her step, starts making her way to wherever Vadima may be. But we'll pan to some other characters.
All right. Who else are you trying to rope into this villain?
Where's Sal?
Doing her thing.
Doing her thing. Hey, Sal. It's been a couple days. Are you free, maybe?
Technically no, but I know how paranoid you can be about certain things, so I'll come watch for a bit.
If you're able to give any help, that'd be greatly appreciated. He's looking very on edge at the moment.
You know, I'm gonna start calling you the same nickname Etheria gave you.
Yeah, I don't know how to... I mean, it's not a bad nickname.
Mm-hmm.
Right, gonna grab Vladimir, but I think Etheria might be doing that. So if you don't mind a bit of a walk, we can get going.
I could do with a bit of stretching out.
And just so she's not left out, because I feel like I'm bringing everyone but Liska.
I mean,
Hey
he's gonna
Liska,
watch
I'm
camp.
about to make something for the first time ever. You wanna come watch?
No, I'm good. You do that often.
Alright, well, we're gonna be an hour's walk away from here, so... I don't know.
Alright, have fun.
Alright. Just starts heading off. I feel bad, because I end up getting everyone involved but Liska.
It's
I
fine.
mean, Liska taking care of camp is very much her thing.
Oh yeah, it's a great idea. I can still feel guilty though.
I would like to see the fool trying to rob our camp and Liska's just there.
Oh yeah. Major mistake. No one would try.
Maybe like a swarm of those like little chompies, and they're just gonna scurry and look at Liska and just run away.
The swarm is like, oh no. It's the destroyer.
Oh,
Rare worlds.
Etheria was going to get Vladimir, right? I think that's what I heard.
Yes.
Sick. Saves me doing it.
Alright, so that would be Etheria, Rita,
Sal, Velum, Vladimir.
Yep.
And Didar's already back there, I think.
Okay.
Unless she came with. Did Jashar come with? Spice, are you there? Are you hardware muted?
I was hardware muted.
I had a feeling. We haven't heard you for a long time.
You would be at the spot.
Okay, so she's back there waiting for us.
Yep, he would probably morph into a direwolf just waiting there for
Okay,
him.
good. Don't want you getting kidnapped. But yeah, we'll make the trek back. Should have just enough time to work with by the time we're there.
Okay then. You make your way... Oh, good.
Oh, no, I'll wait for us to get back there.
Okay.
Well, if you want to do a scene with Vladimir, go ahead. That's kind of why I
I'll do
prompted
the
that you
scene
were...
when we get there.
Okay. Sorry,
So-
you were gonna say, James?
Eventually, you... you've travelled this route before now. DC would pretty much be negligible for a survival check, so I'll just forego that. And eventually, you do find yourselves in what was described before. It is a small clearing high up in across a number of hillocks that seems to overlook a tremendous drop of a cliffside that is shrouded in various leaves, branches from the nearby trees. You can see these very, very faint dapples of sunlight from above. You can see colourful wildflowers. You can see a few colourful butterflies kind of flittering between each of them. Lots and lots of exotic flowers here, all shaded in the canopy.
The moment they arrive, Velum gets to work setting up the apparatus.
Alright. You begin setting up that apparatus in that spot that you'd like the sunlight to shine upon. And you do manage to find a spot between these two large trees that form this archway and coil back down into these long fingers of branches that seem to create this sort of curtain-like effect across the front of the cliffside.
And if you want to do a theory with Vladimir, that would be the time, because we're here.
Okay. So, who all is it?
Everyone but Liska.
And we're just leaving Liska alone?
I mean, she was fine with it.
Didn't you
Back
have
in
a
the camp.
big deal about buddy system?
I think Liska's the exception.
Rita can
And
probably
also,
go
I didn't
back.
want to complicate this further than it already was.
Yeah, I mean, Rita can probably just go back when she's done her thing. She doesn't
True.
necessarily
She can do
have to
tree
be there.
stride and just go whoop.
Mm. I mean, she could actually.
Yeah.
It would be faster. It's true.
We'll say that she's offered to do that. Liska won't be by herself too long.
Yeah.
I'm already holding us up immensely. I do not want to do it more.
That's fine. Yeah, Rita casts, speak with plants, and she asks the trees very nicely to move their branches a little bit so some sunlight comes through.
Alright. This creaking. This creaking, this deep resonating presence comes to you, Rita.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay. Let's see, where do I have that persuasion? That's right there.
Okay. There's a. It wasn't a very difficult DC. There's a. Again, that sort of creaking, rumbling presence comes to you once more. Very well, but only for now. It sort of drones on like that for a moment, and slowly, you all begin to see this. What initially looks like the rustling of leaves in the trees gradually translates to a more planned movement. Actually, you see the branches begin to unfurl, and you all see a breathtaking sight before you. You all see the world just seems to open up.
Look at you, you fancy bitch.
Holy fuck.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Every time you say that, all I'm reminded of is that one time you called Sao a bitch.
This
I called Sao a dirty bitch.
as the trees part their branches and leaves, and you watch as the enormous trunk seems to straighten up, or both of them seem to straighten up. The clearing is perfect, bathed in the afternoon sun. This brilliant light. Here the jungle gives way and the hilltop emerges with this breathtaking view of the wild expanse below. Verdant tree tops stretch out to the horizon, punctuated by glimpses of, again, these vibrant blossoms, red, orange, yellow bursts of colour that gently sway in the breeze. And now you can see where the sound of that distant waterfall was coming from, cascading down the side of a distant cliff, silvery stream kind of glinting in the afternoon sunlight. Its soft roar carried on the wind. The air is different here, clearer, purer. And it's that point, Vellum, as you gaze upon the horizon there, shielding your eyes from the sun, it almost feels like it's touched directly by the Al-Sham's grace. As the warmth of the sun envelopes you,
Takes a deep breath. Right then. Now before I get this whole thing underway, I would like to see the Etheria scene.
alright.
if that's okay with you, Michel Bon, I don't want to be
Oh
pushing.
yeah, it's fine.
You know.
Not at all.
So what's the theory doing right now?
Approaching this, seeing this beautiful kind of place, she's gonna appreciate the natural beauty of it for a minute. It's something she quite likes. She's gonna start by approaching Villain. So is this where you're gonna do your important thing?
Yep. I was a little worried at first, but now that I'm here and the way is clear, well, I don't think I could do it anywhere else. It just feels right.
Well, you found a good spot. Definitely looks right. Good place.
Yeah.
I'll watch over so you won't be disturbed. But
Thank you,
before I
Etheria.
do, I want to give her a good place to watch too. And to learn how to watch out as well.
Well, I figure she's in good hands.
Make something worthwhile. So,
Well, I'll be doing something.
kind of looks.
I'll be doing something no one else has, as far as I know. So I hope so.
What are you doing?
He'll wordlessly reach into his pack. By now the apparatus is set up, it's just a case of starting the work. And he pulls out a chunk of star metal, and from what I recall of its description, it emits a sort of gentle corona of sunlight from its very jagged, rocky exterior. A little gift from Elsham. It fell in the night and shines like the day.
Ah. She'll make a similar sort of gesture as you did earlier about like going to touch the shoulder.
He's unbothered. He allows it.
But this is towards this rock.
He's still. His eyes are on her hand, but he does sort of speak up. Now be careful. Grunker a while back tried to touch it or have a poke of it, but something happened. So be ready to pull your hand away if you need to.
I'll give it a try. I'm curious. She'll go and reach out for it and go to pinch it and lift it up and get a closer look in the light.
Alright, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
You manage to just about pull your hand away before it seems to fizzle with this divine light. You do not take 1d4 radiant damage.
I don't know why it
Can't
does that.
touch it?
Oops, sorry.
Okay. No?
You
Good.
weren't quite able to. It's like pulling your hand away from a boiling pot before it burns you significantly.
Oh. It burns.
Yeah, you didn't quite get to touch it. It just flared up, and you were like, "Oh!"
Okay. That's weird. Okay.
It's a mystery. I don't know why it does that, or why it doesn't do it with me, but the connection I feel, What do you know of Ultim?
Very surface level knowledge, I suppose.
Okay, so
Uh,
from your understanding, you wouldn't. Yeah, again, very surface knowledge. It's in some parts.
I'm gonna say what I think I understand.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
He's a warrior god of people across the ocean, embodied by balls of fire or the light, known for his viciousness and brutality in combat, and the ability to purge unholy and destroy the unworthy. Really noted back with the old wars. Real dangerous kind of guy.
Vellum gives a bit of a
Very strict.
mildly dejected sigh after hearing that. Well, some of our faith would like people to believe that, but... Well, to me and a lot of others, he's always been... Well, this. He gestures out to the breathtaking scene before them. He's the light of the world. He gives warmth and comfort in the darkness, and is a part of life. It's not just the flames and the burning and the purging. As good as our faith is against those who use necromancy and the like. This is Ultim. All of this, what it feels like, what it looks like. All sat right here. He sort of hefts the chunk of star metal a little bit in the palm of my hand. This is why it was so important to me. There's been this pull for me to understand it, but ever since I learned that Zara was, well, the people she was working with were getting as much of this as they could, I just needed to know what this is capable of to understand its mystery and know what they might have in store. What was that for?
Looking at the rock at a distance, not actually touching it, trying to understand it a little bit. As she's sort of staring at it, but you see one of her ears is flickering, pointing right at you.
What is that for, Genie? Teller Janer?
DMs. Just continue.
Oh,
Yep,
Secrets
go
and
on.
Lies, I got it. Well, Vellum's been sort of fixated on the vista before him. A sort of strange kind of piece, because he was a bundle of nerves all the way up here, but yeah, ever since seeing this, just everything has just whoosh, left him. It'll be a little bright, but I would like for Vladimir to see this. She really wanted to, but I understand at the same time that she needs to learn how to be aware. And you gotta give her a gift after all.
And she's kind of like, her hand is at her thigh, but it's like tapping. She's clearly torn about something. I think it should wait.
So it snaps out of it a little bit. And tucks the metal away for now. Something on your mind?
I'll talk with you about it more, but these are important moments. He doesn't need to be distracted, pulled in multiple ways at once. Let the kid be a kid. Be proud of her dad.
I always am.
Alright. I'm gonna get to watching then. I'll make sure nothing comes and bothers you. When she's gonna point up to the sky, you better get at it. You're burning daylight.
And I stay safe and thank you.
She kind of just waves and as she walks off. Yeah. Good luck, buddy.
He'll take a deep breath and get to the first stretch of this work.
All right then. So, if I recall correctly, the way you wanted to do this, it was 4 hours in the evening for sunset, 4 hours in the morning for sunrise.
Yes. Because at the time we didn't know what we'd need to be doing to make this happen.
Okay.
So I imagine it'll be a case of working the 4 hours. We can either like head back to camp or whatever, because there's plenty of time in the evening when the sun goes down. But yeah, and then just come back in the morning.
Okay.
Spends the next 4 hours. It's a lot of preliminary work. But yeah, that's the start of it. I can't really make a roll until the completion of it, so that will be a tomorrow thing. But I imagine a lot of it is he's very focused. Like there's nothing else in the world in this time. Whatever assistance he's getting, he's grateful for, but his thoughts are always on the work.
All right. And I would imagine by the end of these 4 hours, he has a fairly basic. What shape does this take?
Well, by this point, it's sort of like a misshapen, lengthy lump. It's got a vague form to it, but he needs to put more work into it before it's completely what it needs to be. A lot of the it's a lot of the sort of melting process in this stage of it, and then it's the hammering, smithing, and shaping that will be on the dawn.
Yeah. So, as you continue this throughout the next 4 hours, there is nothing that seems to approach per se. Nothing that seems to alert you, Etheria. And nothing that seems to alert Vardmir. But what we can do is we can just to see if about 35 minutes. What we can do is if you want to kind of return back to the camp, anything you want to talk with anyone else there about before heading to taking your rest for the night, then you can go on to the morning.
I have nothing unless anyone else has something. I have kind of been running roughshod over a lot of this session.
And really, I mean, besides, I don't know if Belle wants to talk to Jar about a book or something that he might have missed.
Yeah, I think once the desire to work took over, he temporarily forgot about that. Don't worry, she will get a scolding. Do not worry, the beatings will come.
All right.
Golden.
So
Yeah, sure. Just grab the snake, pull her over your lap, and then slap.
I mean, she probably, considering what she's been reading, she'd probably be into that.
Okay.
Bullying aside, I have nothing I need to do tonight.
So, one thing that I did make note of between sessions was the details on the amulet that you were given by Banzala.
Y'all are he's just gonna say it, huh?
Yeah, you guys don't need to sleep. You can if you want, but yeah.
So you've decided to railroad.
You're
not gonna let the people who forgot suffer the consequences.
Look, this is my fault for not remembering. Okay, this is completely
it's
on
kind
me.
of on them for
No, it's
forgetting
the
as
player's
well.
fault.
Yeah.
It's the player's fault for not knowing what was going on with their characters.
Okay.
I wanted to say something so badly. It's why I did an intelligence roll for Vellum earlier. Just like, well, I mean, we gotta sleep. It's like, wait a minute, do we? I mean, I guess.
I mean, you can continue to sleep if you want.
Yeah. We can choose not to sleep is the thing, but people forgot that. And it's hilarious because that would have solved a lot of nightmare problems.
Yeah.
I mean, you spend your entire life sleeping.
Yeah, it becomes
even
habit.
if you didn't have to. Yeah.
It's become a habit. That's why I didn't bring it up, because A, it was funny.
Yeah.
But B, yeah, it makes sense that people would forget that they can not sleep, because they're so used to just sleeping.
So, can someone go ahead and roll me a? Actually, no. I'll have everyone just do a perception check for me.
Oh yeah, glossing over the wall watches makes sense.
Perception.
That's persuasion. I don't want to persuade the enemies. Well, I probably do want to persuade the enemies to go away, but that's not what I meant to click.
A
Quality
19.
rolls here so far.
And we'll have. I'm sorry you're not able to get in, Ducky. I don't know what's going on with Foundry. Yeah. I'll just
I've
go ahead
tried
and,
different browsers, cleared my cache, I've done everything.
yeah.
We need to have a sit down and figure this shit out at some point. I know a lot of options have been tried, but it's got to be a solution. Got to be a reason, cause.
I mean, it does internally in the system. It does show me coming in, but then after a while, it just boots me.
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing seems to disturb you during the night. And those of you who are actively working on skill trainings during your rests with the books that you have, you can feel free to check off another day. But otherwise, you come to wakefulness the next morning, and I would imagine Vellum is trying to catch first light.
Yep. He's up at the crack of dawn, does his prayers in preparation, does the old, where is it, as soon as I can find it, there it is. Oh, Thread of Fate is already active, but mechanically, so I'll just leave that on. There's no buff in the top corner, that's weird.
Oh, yeah, just go ahead and check that on, just to use that ability, since you are kind of...
Oh, it's because I don't have control of an actor in this scene.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
It's fine. I know I have it.
Yeah.
And, mechanically I don't need to do anything with it. Just, I know I have it, I can use it if I need it.
You kind of bother Liska as she's waking up, asking if you can stare into that prism for a moment.
Ponder the prism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
Honor
To him.
I hope I'm not going to need it, but,
I mean,
gaze into the
isn't
prism.
that always the hope?
Yep, that it is.
Okay, so, is it just you at the clearing now?
I
You're
imagine,
taking-
like, the same complement of people, because help is needed, and, same
Right.
reasons as before, nothing's really changed about that.
Is everyone okay with that?
Rita can stay at the camp because if she wants to. Stay with Liska. Yes, a potentially monumental moment is about to occur.
All right. Yeah, is everyone okay with that?
Yeah, sure. Rita doesn't know what Vellum is doing. He doesn't know what he's capable of.
Sure.
Why was that so ominous? She doesn't know what he's capable of.
Yeah, they don't know they're being weird.
Okay then.
Alrighty.
You begin.
I will
your-
flavor it once I do the roll, because I could very well botch this through some horrendous twist of fate.
Okay. So,
I think I'm just double checking. I think I just make the roll now. Is it? I
So-
spend the 4 hours and I make the roll, and I can flavor it after the fact.
Here's what we'll do. The work continues, and you lay that sort of long golden rod onto this anvil for its final touches. An encompassing stillness descends upon this clearing. The surrounding world retreats into this hushed reverence. The rustle of leaves, the trill of distant birds, all fading as if silenced by this ineffable force. And what remains is that profound quietude, the rhythm of your breathing, the palpable pulse of the clearing, and the radiant luminescence of sunlight shimmering upon the metal. The atmosphere at dawn assumes this gravity, as if the cosmos itself has conspired to encompass this singular, sanctified moment.
Oh, you had 2 separate things you faced. Oh,
With deliberate precision, you pick up an engraved chisel, kind of position it against the surface of the javelin. As the hammer taps the chisel, there's this resonance, not a booming clang of shaping raw metal as the previous afternoon, but a softer, almost melodic sound, and it reverberates through the clearing and through your being like a deep, resonant hum of a temple bell. This isn't about creating the form, but revealing the soul within. Each dedicated stroke of your chisel, a whisper of reverence, etching patterns that speak of devotion, courage, light. The surface of this weapon gleams under the touch of your tools. The sun metal unveiling these intricate designs. How are you decorating this weapon?
I will I have a whole spiel for flavoring, but again, I haven't made the roll yet, so I could still fail. So I would like if I made to get that out of the way first.
Fucking take the gamble, you pussy.
I mean, I gotta make the roll before it's complete. I gotta flavor it if I fail. I gotta flavor it as a success or flavor it as a fail, but I need to know what the conditions are. So may I do the roll, Janer?
Yes, you may.
Okay. Okay, so
No pressure.
Smith tools. Advantage.
Make sure it's got the you got the recipe up.
Yep, I've already got it. I'm just double checking. May I gain the benefit of Sau's flash? I remember we got to ask beforehand before doing the roll.
That's why I'm here. That's why you called upon me.
Well, it's permission, you know. I don't want to assume. Is it a +4? I forget.
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. I've technically got 3 shots at this because I have an inspiration and a threat of fate. I'm hedging my bets as best I can. I'm gonna re-roll that.
That is.
I'm shooting big here. I'm re-rolling. I'm gonna threat of fate first.
I mean,
I'm just gonna do
20.
a general tool. Yeah, I succeeded, but I want masterwork.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yep, I'm going big ball mode with this. I rolled a 3.
You can get a lot higher than that.
My tool
You rolled
macro
a
isn't working, so I'm
3?
just gonna roll it from the. That's a 3, yeah.
All the stacking of bonuses would make it higher.
Holy hell.
I'm gonna try and roll
don't
it
think
from
you
the sheet.
could fail.
All right, good. It does
Very
bring up the
talented
same box.
blacksmith.
Mm-hmm.
True.
There we go.
Oh, god dang it.
Masterwork, baby. That's what I was shooting for.
All right.
Alrighty, may I flavor?
Please do.
So I'm calming myself now. This is very pivotal. The hush is there. Lens in position, apparatus in place, anvil at the ready. His hands shake for a moment with the hammer in his grip. But then a singular focus encompasses him, and the shaking, the tremors, the nerves, they stop. And there is the perfect stillness of form in his grip. He begins the striking, the shaping, creating this misshapen lump of fused metal chunks. Each strike ringing out and resonating through the valley. Over the course of the next 4 hours, the shape grows more and more, but something else occurs. Each strike, from about, say, the midpoint onwards of the time, each strike creates not so much a spark, but a flicker of light. That flicker with each hammer blow, with each precise, aimed striking of metal on metal. That flicker grows stronger, brighter. From a flicker to a speck, to a light, to a gleam. And as it reaches its penultimate state, as the sun rises into the sky, resting above some of the formations ahead, that gleam and light becomes brighter and brighter until it starts not violently encompassing the area, but with each hammer blow, everything lights up in daylight, as if the sun was reflecting upon itself. And even possibly from miles around, this flash of light would persist, just with the rhythm and time and exacting strikes of the smith's hammer. Until ping, 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 ping. The rhythm that has been going on for the last uninterrupted 4 hours halts and ceases. The form, the silhouette of the smith is still. And then a gentle shift of his non-dominant hand, the non-tool hand. It rises. And gleaming with an almost similar light to the dawn. A singular, almost needle-like length. Pointed, glistening, complete. It is a masterpiece in every aspect. Sleek, smooth, balanced in every perfect way. And even with additional, normally unpreferred detailing along its edge of a myriad of depictions of sunlight and the rays of Alsham bathing down on its form. Sun upon sun within sun. And with a heavy, very heavy sigh, still holding it aloft, Bellum says the first words he said in such a long time. I understand now.
You lift your gaze heavenward, shielding your eyes in the shade of your hand. The sun seems to shine with an intensified brilliance as if acknowledging your offering. Sunbeams falling upon you with tactile warmth. And for an instant, time itself appears to decelerate, allowing this communion to endure a heartbeat longer. This sacred act of devotion. You dwell in Alsham's luminous presence. Your endeavour blessed, tribute forged beneath his radiant gaze. And in this moment, awe, gratitude. A gratitude so profound. And in that moment your thoughts drift to sacred teachings of old, passages that echo within your consciousness as if whispered by the Sunfather himself. Blessed art thou who labourest under the gaze of the Almighty, for thy hands shall be gilded and guided in righteousness, and thy works shall shine forth as the radiance of the sun. And with that final touch, the javelin is complete. You hold it standing aloft, a conduit between the earth and the sky, between mortal and divine.
It stays aloft for a few moments longer, almost as if appraising it. A brief uncertainty before the thoughts arise of divine providence. And then, as if the world has started back up again, he carefully places his hammer on the anvil, lowers his arm, and lets out a very deep, shuddering sigh. As if the weariness and the arduous focus and effort has taken its toll finally. It's done.
And with that, you gain access to your ascended blessings.
Hooray.
Go ahead and hang on.
What the fuck, Janner?
Yes.
Bruh. May I show this? May I share this? Or is
Yes,
it-
yes, you may. You may share this.
Oh, I almost put it in DMs. Hang on. I'm freaking out. I got a goddamn skill tree.
Well,
Fun
god
stuff.
dang it.
Jenner been busy.
Jenner been busy indeed.
Indeed.
The RPG now, boys.
And this is where this is how I'd like to approach blessing enhancements from now on.
I was wondering what that squiggly thing was.
Have you been playing Path of Exile again?
Well, that's
talking
probably why
about
the
it
topic
earlier.
came up, I'll be honest.
That's something.
That is
That is
something.
fucking.
I will say that looks
Bruh.
cool as shit.
So you have
fuck?
3 skill points to expend as you will.
I think I'll fiddle with those after session.
Yeah.
Oof.
So
Well, Bellum will turn and approach everyone. Thank you, everyone, for everything you've done.
I feel like making a joke here, but just say good job.
This is rather nice.
Suppose now I just need to apply some names, both to the metal, since I guess I'm the first to have done it, and he sort of holds the javelin in his hand, staring at it. This. But I can think about that on the way back. I've taken up enough of everyone's time.
For something like this, I think it was worth it.
It
That
was.
said, we should probably get back.
Yeah, gotta hit the road. We got a friend to save.
it's at that moment Valdemir kind of clambers down from a nearby tree, approaches you, Roland. big hug around the waist. I'm proud of
Gives
you,
a
Dad.
gentle pat. Thanks, Fatty. And I'm glad you were here for it. He sort of takes a knee. Sorry if it was a bit bright.
Nothing to be sorry about. And you notice, that's the first time she's actually called you Dad.
Yep.
The heart.
My head is on my
Go
desk.
for it.
How could you do this to me?
Going for a twofer.
It sinks in and just. Huh. You told me that.
I did, didn't I? She kind of thinks to herself for a moment, as if having just caught herself off guard.
Well, come along then, daughter. It's a long trip ahead of us. And he'll sort of hook an arm underneath her to lift her up and carry her the way back.
Alright.
Despite how heavy his arms feel, they're never too heavy to lift his little girl.
You make your way back, taking that one glance back over your shoulder. You still feel that warmth against your back. And I think that's a good place to leave it off.
My soul!
My body, my soul.
Let me know when you stop recording.
I'll stop recording in 3,